The D-League is another platform for basketball players that miss out on the NBA draft to showcase their talents. The D-Fenders are one of the most reputable teams in the league. Meet the coach behind the D-Fenders' success. You've been a scout and an assistant coach in this league before. Can you define what the D-League is and what it has to offer to a young man with a dream to make it as an NBA player?
It's a league about opportunity and being able to be seen every night by all 30 NBA teams, which is difficult to do as opposed to going overseas. So these guys make a tremendous sacrifice financially to stay and play in this league, but it's the prospect and the idea of chasing that dream that keeps a lot of really good players here, and it's an amazing league for guys who are still trying to get in the league.
After failing to make the playoffs last year with Coach Hubbard, you've come right in and put this team in a position to succeed. What has been the ingredients for success?
Well, I think we've got an amazing group of guys who are highly intelligent players, highly skilled players, and they've really bought into the concept of team basketball, and they care deeply about playing the game the right way, and it's been our message from day one, and we haven't changed it, and unfortunately they've bought in, and we've had pretty good success as of late.
The D-League can tend to be a little selfish, but you once stated that in order to win in this league, you had to share and play as a team. How have you been able to get the guys to adopt your culture?
I think that they see the results because, you know, this is a league about numbers for each guy because they need to score, they need to put up assists, they need to rebound in order to be seen, but they got to do it within a team concept. And once we really started sharing the ball and guys bought in on that, you know, the wins started coming and we started playing really good basketball. But it's difficult every season to get guys to buy into that because the league in itself is kind of inherently selfish because you're trying to get seen, but they've got to understand that NBA scouts, general managers, head coaches, they want to see guys that know how to play the game the right way, and our guys have bought into that.
Obviously, the D-Fenders are affiliated with the Lakers. What are you and Byron Scott conversations about?
Usually about the younger players and getting them minutes and, you know, where he wants to see them on the floor and kind of what he wants to see them develop skill-wise. And, you know, Byron's been great to me and has allowed me total access. I was with the Lakers in training camp and has been really open with me the entire year. And, you know, we run a very similar defensive and offensive philosophy. But it's been an outstanding relationship thus far, and to be able to kind of, you know, pick Byron's brain, you know, as an NBA head coach who's been in the finals twice, it's been a real humbling privilege.
I know Ryan Kelly, D'Angelo, Russell, Jordan Clarkson, they've all come to attend a game. What is it like to have a Laker player here supporting the team?
I think it's huge. I mean, it shows that there's really good synergy between the clubs, and a lot of these guys know each other, and, you know, Jordan and Jabari Brown were obviously teammates, and Jordan played on the D-Fenders last year, and Ryan Kelly and Tariq Black and Anthony Brown. It shows a lot of support from the parent club, and that's important for the guys that are trying to make it to see, you know, that, hey, there's a guy that played for the D-Fenders last year, now he's the starting point guard for the Lakers. It's huge, and I think it really lifts up our team.
When you signed up for this job, you said that this team will compete for a championship. Describe the feeling of being able to do just that.
Well, you know, it's special. I mean, I think, you know, having won multiple championships in the past, I have a good understanding of what it takes, the commitment. It's a lot of things have to go right. There's an element of luck in it, but it's a certain disciplined approach and philosophy that you got to follow very closely, and you got to have guys that are willing to come along for that ride. And we have a saying, you know, you're either on the bus or you're off the bus, and, you know, most of these guys are on it, and we're rolling in the right direction.
You have guys that can offer different remedies to the game. Maggette, he came out with 22 assists. Blue scored 51 points. What would you tell other NBA teams about those players?
Well, with Josh Maggette, he's a fantastic visionary point guard. He's, in my opinion, really the truest point guard in the D-League. There's plenty of outstanding and talented guys that are kind of combo guards, but Josh is someone that can really run an offense and knows how to get guys involved and when and where and why, and he's relentless as a player, offensively and defensively, and, you know, I've never coached anyone quite like him. And as far as Vander and Jabari and Justin Harper, these are all guys that, you know, have played in the NBA, who are very capable of still doing that. It's just, the problem is a job shortage out there. It's not a talent shortage. That's why this league exists. There's just not enough jobs, and it's so difficult to grab a hold of one of those. But all three of those guys have done an outstanding job putting themselves in a position to go earn an NBA contract, and they're all well deserved, and I hope it happens for them.
You guys are pretty much locked in for the playoffs. How confident are you that this team can win a championship?
Well, again, it's timing. We may not have this same roster 2 days from now. We don't know. So, I think consistency is a huge key in the D League as far as the roster goes. When you get guys consistently playing with each other and having the same rhythms and practice schedules and knowing the offense and defense, that certainly helps any team. What change is part of the D League. It's what the D League is about, and you've got to be able to coach on the fly, adjust on the fly, and the players have to play on the fly as well. I mean, it's not an easy task, but I like where we are right now. I think we've got a great shot, and as good as anybody at bringing home a title.